Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, Mrs. Rajavi, it's always a pleasure, it's always an honor, and it's always a privilege to be among so many brave and courageous women from all corners of the world on the occasion of the International Women's Day and in support of the women of Iran. When we take a look at the status of women and girls in the world in 2013, we can only say that it did not greatly improve. As a Member of Parliament, I support and I work towards to reach the 2015 Millennium Development Goals. They include, among others, basic education for all children, reducing infant mortality, improving maternal health care, promoting gender equality, and empower women. Isn't it sad, though, that in the high-tech year of 2014, with all the multimedia, in quite a number of countries and regions, basic education, healthcare, religious, cultural, political, and human rights are gender-based? If anything, it makes the significant role women have played in leading the Iranian resistance through the hardships of recent years all the more remarkable, unique, and commendable, especially in the Middle East, where women traditionally have been held back from the political process. I don't think it's a coincidence or just by chance. No, I think that women in Iran find a role model and an example in Mrs. Rajavi, who courageously stood up against the Islamic fundamentalists who wanted to hijack the freedoms in our country and made abuse of their religion as a weapon to suppress, to kidnap, to torture, and even to kill. I therefore want to commemorate and pay tribute to the women of the Iranian resistance who laid down their lives for freedom and democracy, especially the 6 women who were executed in cold blood in Camp Ashraf, and the 2 women killed on the mortar attacks in Camp Liberty last year. And I call on all freedom-loving people around the world to join us in our plea to free the 6 women and a man, free the 7, who were kidnapped from Camp Ashraf last September. We know that they were taken by Iraqi forces and were kept in secret prisons in Baghdad. Despite all actions on behalf of the hostages, they have not been set free, but I want to pay tribute to all women and men who went on hunger strike to put pressure on those co-responsible for the fate of all residents of Camp Liberty and Camp Ashraf. I met some of the hunger strikers in Geneva, brave mothers and fathers, daughters and sons, sisters and brothers. In my mind, I embrace you all once again. Now let Mrs. Rajavi's resistance against tyranny be a message of hope to all of them. They too can break through the wall of despair. Now, last year also saw the appearance of a new president in Iran, Mr. Rouhani. Well, I'm not deceived by this new President Rouhani the moderate. And if our Western governments are in a hurry to sign trade deals or business contracts with the mullahs, they should be reminded that human rights violations and public executions under Rouhani cannot be compromised for Iranian oil. Our governments must not close their eyes to the repression in Iran. I think the people in Iran feel the same way because they can see the many of our European leaders who are worried and they only care about money and doing business. Is that the world we want to live in? Now, more and more knowledgeable and learned scientists claim that if we want a world in peace and prosperity for all, we have to learn to trust and rely on women. So today, let's start and call on women all around the world to join us in solidarity, to break the siege of Camp Liberty, are held in inhumane conditions and threatened with attacks and killings every day. Despite the difficulties, they are determined to continue their struggle, and they keep a very high spirit and morale. I salute them all, and I salute all women inside Iran and around the world who stand up to dictatorships in any way or form. Thank you.